Always a great conversation coming up. Don't forget, JAKIB at 4:30. Oh, I got to say this to you before we get Big Z up here, just to put everything in perspective here on who listens to the program. Howard Eskin right now is wanting the segment that we did yesterday on, he knows I do a show, and he wants the segment when I was talking because Barrett Media has picked up our interview and is plastering it around, and it's going around and going around all the media outlets now because he took a shit on the industry, and he took a shit on WIP. So don't ever say whatever we say here doesn't get and move around the room. With all that being said, the show that moves it, baby. Z in the morning with John. That was a great combo this morning as we're getting ready. We are 14 days out from training camp, 4 days out from the Chargers starting camp. Without further ado, Big Z. Zander Krause joins us now.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
How you doing, man? A little like Howard Eskin thing, little interview there. When the world wants to know about sports talk, they come right here. That's what they do, brother.
That was like a promotional for fucking WIP, that damn segment.
What?
That's all I heard for like 22 minutes. I'm like, oh, let me wake up. Let me wake up. You just asked about Jalen Hurts.
Hold on for a second here. All you have to do is tune on IP and then tune on us, and you'll be right back. Hey, I implore you to listen to them. And then you'll go, because that's what I do. I listen to IP and I go, do birds, man.
I'm surprised Kyle made it through it. Kyle's the type of guy who would have fell asleep. Kyle Kokorski.
Kyle, you are killing it in this offseason.
Oh, Kyle is killing it. He is. I agree.
He is. How about that? So you didn't really know that was a thing, huh? About not giving water to players and.
Well, I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know it was like, I understand that it used to be, strict training, but strict training is one thing. Depriving someone of nutrients that's going to keep them going to handle the strict training just basically seems like common sense to me. Like I played sports as a kid. I mean, it was different, obviously, but obviously I understand what it means. I played travel hockey. I played AAA hockey until I was, couldn't play AAA hockey anymore.
It's a hard, dude. Those.
No, but my point is, work your ass off. Yes, I don't think that's a problem, but why work your ass off and not allow someone to get water, which is what's going to allow them to, work their ass off, basically. So I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm happy they corrected. I don't have a problem. I'm not the type of dude that's like, I want butterball, practices. It's good. It's whatever each coach wants to do. I have no problem with an old school coach, but obviously you need water. You know what I mean? Stuff like that makes sense to me.
I'll tell you this, man.
By the way, did you hear me the story about the death of the kid in my high school?
No. Yeah. Oh, well, I heard it. Tell me it again, because
I don't know. I mean, it was when I was a senior. He passed away at summer practice at St. Joe's Prep. Yeah, Ryan Gilliard, his name was RG30.
Was he a wrestler?
No, he was a football player. Yeah. So that it became a big thing. Now, I don't think there was anything there where they were mad at the school for not allowing water or anything like that. I think it was just a really unfortunate circumstance, but it did highlight for many, how important it is to take care of your body, especially when you're out in the blistering heat, in the summer and stuff. So very, very, very sad story though. My senior year of high school. Yeah,
man, that stuff again. I said it a couple of minutes ago. I think the death of Corey Stringer may have saved a lot of lives, unfortunately, in the end, because the NFL changed their policy after that. That nutrition became something that the Eagles have taken to another level. I mean, let's knock on wood here. Boom, boom, boom. But the Eagles have been the healthiest team I've ever seen in the last 3 years, no? Even through that shitty 23, they were still healthy, no? There were a couple bumps and bruises, but their team does a great job at keeping those guys on the field, and I give them a lot of kudos. All right. So I threw this out, and you had a lot of great topics again today. And Jeff Stoutland, and I threw this at you here. He's probably one of the 5 greatest offensive line coaches in pro football history. But where I would put him second to Dante Scarnecchia. Dante was also in the salary cap area. He had 5 rings with New England. he was the O-line coach. Think of this here, Zander. No player on that New England team will go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame off that O-line. And they won 6 rings. And he developed that O-line.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, he did more with less. Is that fair to say?
I think it's fair to say, yeah.
Okay. Here's where Stoutland is sensational. It don't matter who's fucking playing. It could be Jason Peters. It could be Isaac Seumalo. It could be anybody. This guy finds these guys. What was Kelsey, a 6th-rounder?
Kelsey, yes, 6th-rounder. Yeah,
6th-round guy. Bellata, a 7th-round guy who's on his trending towards the Hall of Fame. Lane is the 5th pick. You're expecting him to be great, but not that freaking great. And look at Landon. Landon is turning out to be one of the top 3 guards in all of pro football. And this guy's doing it in the salary cap era where there's constant changeover. So he's the best in the game. Bill Callahan's probably 2nd in Tennessee, but there's no question about it. With all that being said, in your opinion, is it Vic or Stoutland in 2025 that has the tougher job?
Well, I think it's Vic. I mean, I think Stoutland is a well-oiled machine at this point. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit easier to slot a new guy in when you have as much success as he had for as long as he's had it. Vic obviously has a lot of new guys and a lot of young guys. You know, remember, Stoutland's now working
high drafted guys.
High drafted, but Lane Johnson's 35.
Yep.
Landon Dickerson's 28 or 27 now. Jordan Mailata's 28 or 29 now. Cam Jurgens is the youngest guy on that O-line. And now if you add in Tyler Steen, I think Steen would be a little bit younger than Jurgens. So it's a relatively – they got some age there. They got so much talent around Steen coming in. So I think it's obviously Vic in this question. He's got a much tougher task, got younger players, got more question marks, more moving parts. And, you know, the other thing Vic doesn't have is he doesn't fully know yet where everybody's playing because he hasn't seen everybody. You know, he's assuming Cooper is going to be at the slot, but if you kick Cooper to the outside, then what? Now you have a new position you got to fill. So I think Vic has so many moving parts that he's got probably the toughest job on the whole team this year, right? I mean, Patullo's getting 10 of 11 back, and he's been here for 4 years. Sirianni is what he is. He's the head coach. Vic has the most change, the most turnover, and the most challenge ahead of him. And by the way, the most hinging on him. You know, I mean, if his defense sucks, the team's not going to go very far. If his defense is great, the team's going to go pretty damn far. So I think there's the most hinging on Fangio's success, and there's also the most question marks there.
Do you think we are underestimating the loss of Becton?
A little bit.
We just every single week we do this. Well, stop.
Yeah, but look at the history.
We'll figure it out.
Look at the history. Seumalo. Cam Jurgens was there for a year. Becton was there. It doesn't matter who we put in.
Yeah, wait a minute. The history was 2,000 rushing yards last year, and he was part of that.
Well, that's true. That's true. But I'm saying that the offensive line the reason we didn't succeed in 23 or 21? You know, it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't. And he has demonstrated success. So I hear you. I think we're probably over or underestimating it a little bit, but I still feel like we're going to be good enough there. Like, I don't worry about it, but it would be fair to say we are underestimating it slightly. I do think it's going to be a thing. I think Saquon's going to notice it more than anybody because Mekhi Becton, let's be real, was 6'8", and he was moving guys out of the way at ease. He was like literally one hand, just like, okay,
throwing dudes out of the club.
Saquon's coming. Watch out, please. That was kind of Becton. So I think Saquon will notice it, but I don't think it's going to be such a big impact that it really hurts the team.
I think that's going to be a pretty big thing to keep an eye on and how well they do with that right guard. There's no doubt that Lane and Cam being there at center and right tackle are going to cover a lot of the mistakes, but is Tyler Steen going to win that job? And is there going to be a cliff dive from even Cam Jurgens from the 23 season because he was not able to win that job? And I'll tell you, man, I don't know. Becton may have found, like, remember when Stink came on? He was talking about a guy who could not play tackle. And that's what Becton was playing with the Jets. He said, listen, he doesn't have good enough footwork to play out there. They moved him inside. He became a Pro Bowler. I forget the Arizona Cardinal lineman he was talking about. That might be. What if Becton goes on, Zander, to be the best right guard in the league?
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, he's going.
I don't know, man. Did you think he didn't play? I thought he played Pro Bowl football.
I mean, was Mekhi Becton good, or did the Eagles' offensive line? Well, I think he was good. I'm not saying he wasn't good, but how much did the Eagles' offensive line help him in that?
A lot when you play next to great players.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be playing next to great players. I mean, I think he's a great player. He was one of my favorite Eagles probably on the Super Bowl team last year. Probably in my top 10 or top 8 players on that team. Do I think he's going to be better there than he was here? I don't. And I don't mean that as a knock on the player. I kind of hope he is, because I like the dude and I want to see him get paid, and I want to see him have a long career in the NFL, because I think he deserves it. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think he's a sharp dude. And it's cool to see a story like that when you go to a shitty organization, the Jets. They make you feel like you never even want to play the game again. You get to somebody who looks at you, sees you, appreciates you, gets the most out of you, and motivates you. And you get a paycheck, and I think that's a great story. So I'm happy for him, but I don't think he's going to be better than he was here last year.
So I did some homework last night, and I want to tell you my top 5 greatest draft picks since 2025.
For the
Eagles?
Eagles?
No matter what round it is. No. The best draft picks since 2025.
Since 2025. What do you mean?
Since 2000. I'm sorry, the last 25
Since 2000.
Since
That's a long way back.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Number 5, Patrick Mahomes. First round, 10th pick, 2017 Kansas City Chiefs. The 10th pick has won 3 Super Bowls and been to 5. Pretty amazing. Number 4, Aaron Rodgers. First pick, 24th pick, 2005. Number 3, Brock Purdy.
Oh,
hold on. 7th round,
years.
Last player taken in the draft in 2022, just signed a $51 million deal. The last pick in the draft signed a $51 million deal.
I know what you're saying.
Do you?
I do. I know. It's cool. It's impressive.
Never done that.
I get it. You tell me any list in the NFL in the last 25 years, and Brock Purdy makes it. Part of me wants to think it's a shitty list.
He just got $50 million from the 49ers. He's been to a Super Bowl.
Okay, he didn't win it.
He's won an NFL. I know he's not started as long as Hurts, but
Relax.
He's also
keep going. You're like a Brock Purdy stan over there, super fan. Holy shit, dude! Relax.
Number 2, Jalen Hurts.
I agree.
Second round, 53rd pick, Eagles, 2020. And number 1, Tom Brady, 2006th round, 199th pick.
Tom Brady's easily the number 1 in this list. Who was number 4 again?
I got Aaron Rodgers because Aaron went 24th. And he's at
I'm good with that.
500 quarterback touchdown throws right now. If he gets 3 more in Pittsburgh, he passes.
All right, so let me ask you something. You really believe in your heart of hearts that San Francisco selecting Brock Purdy was a better selection than the Eagles selecting Jordan Mailata in the 7th round?
Yes. Quarterback's more valuable. Quarterback's a more valuable pick. Yeah. Nobody in their right mind would go, well, a tackle is more valuable than a quarterback.
And what if Brock Purdy doesn't ever win in San Francisco? Does this list change?
Absolutely. But the last player taken took a team to the Super Bowl making $800,000. And for 4 quarters was winning it.
Jalen took the Eagles to the Super Bowl making $800,000, and you took a shit on him.
He's number 2 on this list.
I know. Boy, you're butthurt over this list. I can't even say anything.
No, I'm like, because you keep going like this.
Oh my God, dude.
Last player taken in the draft. Name me another player.
Look at D-Fish. Drug test, please.
Okay, name me another player in the NFL that's ever been the last player taken that made a Pro Bowl at quarterback.
I don't know. I don't know.
I got your boy, too, on here. He's behind Brady, too, which is even more insane.
Funny. Brock Purdy. You're telling me in 25 years of drafting, there's about, what, 234 picks per draft? You got – wait a second.
Pick a quarterback.
Wait a second. So we're talking about 5,850 players selected. You're telling me Brock Purdy is on your top five?
Maybe another guy.
I'd have to do the research. I'd have to look into it a little bit.
I can't think of another quarterback that was the last pick in the draft that was a better draft choice than him that took a team to a Super Bowl. Even Nick Foles was a fourth rounder, wasn't he? Or a third rounder? What was it, Nick? Like a third round pick?
It's funny. I mean, I like
there's no quarterback.
I don't care what the quarterback. Your explanation is not.
Flacco was a first round pick. There's no other guy in the last 25 years of Super Bowl play that's been the last player take a team to a Super Bowl. And then get a $50 million deal.
I don't even know how to research this. Aaron Rodgers is a good selection.
How about this?
Patrick Mahomes is a good selection.
Look at the last 20. Just look at the last 25 Super Bowl, and just look at a quarterback maybe that you want to look at. Here, let me take a look at that Super Bowl list. Super Bowl winners. Super Bowl in the last 25.
Yeah, where was Big Ben drafted?
Big Ben was 17th. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, I know Pittsburgh, but
yeah, first round. It was like the seventh. Let's see, 2000. Here we go, 2000. Let's see here. Trent Dilfer, Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. He's a first rounder.
Yeah, but what would you rather have? A guy you take in the first round that you win a Super Bowl with, or a guy you take in the seventh round that earns a big contract and takes you there, but you guys don't win it? I don't think Purdy's ever going back.
Okay, it's
maybe he does, but I don't think he is.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, that year was Brad Johnson. He wasn't even drafted. Let's see, he was drafted by Minnesota somewhere. Let's see here. Steelers. That's Roethlisberger. That's Manning. That's Eli. That's Breeze. Breeze might be a good one because Breeze, I think, was a second round one. Breeze was a second-round pick. But look at the rest of these, man.
Who am I? Ready? The San Francisco 49ers will never win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy.
I think the 49ers are going to win the NFC West.
I could see that.
Not because they're better than
the Rams.
They got the 27th worst fucking schedule.
It's definitely not going to be the Seahawks or the Cardinals, so it's going to be the Niners or the
Rams.
And I got the Rams. I got the Rams.
The Rams are playing a tougher schedule.
The Rams have a tougher schedule for sure, but I don't see them. I think the Rams are going to be a good team this year.
I get this. I don't think the Rams are better. I mean, I don't think the 49ers are better. I just think they got shittier teams to play. When I looked at that Purdy pick, dude, I'm kind of a Purdy guy. I'm not really all over the guy. I don't give a shit. But, I mean, you're not ever going to see the last pick in the draft get a $50 million deal.
No, I know. You're right. That is impressive.
So here, I got one for you. Since you say I'm taking a knee and kissing the ass of WIP here, I got another one for you. So WIP ranked the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. This ain't a list from Big Sales, by the way. Okay, this ain't a Big Sales list. This is
okay.
This is what your flagship station on.
Not my flagship station.
Okay, this is what. Yeah, because we're actually the flagship station now, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, no, that cost $10 million actually to get that.
Yeah, well, then we're the fans' flagship. How you doing? Number 10, they got Brock Purdy. How you doing? Number 9, they got Jared Goff. Number 8, they got Matthew Stafford. This is WIP's list of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. Number 7, Justin Herbert. Number 6, Jalen Hurts.
Whose list is this?
This ain't WIP's. This ain't my list. Number 5, Jaden Daniels. Number 4, Joe Burrow. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Holy shit. The flagship station of the Eagles took a shit on Hurts and had him number 6.
It's not that bad. I mean, I have him a little
Over
higher.
Jaden Daniels, 1 year, dude.
Yeah, well, that's they're doing it for for clicks, and it's working out for them. But then nobody believes that a 1-year player is better than a guy who's been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit how talented you are. I don't care what your arm looks like. I don't care if you went 15-0 in year 1. I'm not picking that player over a guy that has 4 years of established NFL quarterback play. I don't really care what it looks like. So I'm not picking that. I don't think anybody in their right mind would pick that. But they'll do it over there at the
No, I agree. If I were to take this list myself, I'd go Mahomes. I would do Burrow.
I think Burrow's, I don't know. He's not my favorite. I know he's a really good player. He's a really good player. I'm not saying he's not a really good player. He's probably the best real true quarterback in the NFL right now from the pocket. Just not my type. I mean, I saw this clip floating around of him on social media of quarterback from the quarterback show or something on Netflix. And he's like crying on the sidelines about, I don't know, something, and that play not good, and they're jumping off sides. And I get it. I like that from a leadership perspective of obviously you're trying to pursue greatness all the time. But he just sounded like a whiny chick when he did it. It was just like it's one thing to like that's why I like Jalen for huh?
Think he's petty?
I could see it a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the dude. I'm not speaking. I'm just saying the clip made me like, I wouldn't listen to that. He wouldn't. Not for me. I'd rather Jalen Hurts' stoic, quiet leadership than that.
I'm going to do something different here, and you're gonna fucking. I don't know if you're gonna agree. I got Allen third. You know what, man? I'm going to do something here that I can't believe I'm going to say. I'm going to have to fucking click my heels on this thing here. I'm going to put Hurts 4 over Lamar. And I'm going to tell you why over Lamar. I think he's smarter.
Well, he does. He plays the position the right way, Jalen.
And then I'll put Lamar 5th. I think Lamar's 5th. Don't you? Look,
I have
Lamar's
Jalen.
a better player. Lamar's a better player. But Jalen's a better quarterback.
See, I think it's the other way around.
Well, he's not ever going to put up and carry teams like that like he does on his back. He's just not. I mean, 4,100 passing yards and 41 touchdown throws, 850 rushing. You're not good. That's one of the most iconic seasons I've ever seen.
He's one of the most talented dudes the NFL has maybe ever seen.
Hurts sees the game better.
Yeah, and that's more important when you're talking about that position for
His
sure.
His decision-making is just better. And I mean,
because I don't really agree that people, I understand that, maybe you could make a knock on Josh Allen's rosters or some of Mahomes' rosters or whatever, like Joe Burrow's rosters. I think Lamar's had pretty good rosters in Baltimore. Like, I really do. Like, I think he's had good enough
2 years, I would say, but
yeah, I mean, he's got one of the better GMs in football. They're always spending money. I mean, they're not shy about drafting, about signing, about paying players. I mean, I think that's one of the better front offices in football, and they're just not getting the job done.
I got a question to ask you that I've not asked you ever. So Jalen Hurts became starting quarterback in 2021, correct?
Yeah.
Has Howie improved the roster from 2021 to 2025, in your opinion?
Absolutely.
Around Hurts.
Absolutely. I mean,
can you name that anywhere else in the NFL where a general manager has built a team around a quarterback where the roster in 5 years has gotten better around the quarterback. I don't believe there's one team in the NFL. Maybe
Mahomes' roster has gotten worse every year.
Mahomes, that's the point. Mahomes' roster.
I think Lamar is another comp. I mean, they've done good things. I mean, they've added Kyle Hamilton's. They've had they add players in Baltimore. That would be one
like
comp.
To go over to that side of the ball.
Yeah. This is where I think Howie has separated himself because you got. Yeah, I think Emirates, that's a good one. The Lions. I mean, I think they traded for Jared Goff and put significant assets around him. Now, it wasn't a draft, but you're right about that one, Emirates.
The Stafford trade ended up helping them a lot.
And another good one is the Rams. I mean, I think they built a pretty good roster around Stafford for the last couple of – the last, I don't know, 8 years, 7 years, however long he's been there. So that's a good one. But Eagles are definitely the top dog, I would say, in that regard.
But the Eagles they've gotten better. Would we not agree 23 was more of a position of coaching issues than it was personnel issues? Or do you think it was different? Or do you think it was personnel? I think it was coaching issues.
I think it was coaching. I think it was personnel. I think it was youth. I think it was inexperienced leadership. And I think it was all those things put together. I mean, would Jalen have handled that the same way he would handle that now? Probably not,
No.
And I think he would admit that. I don't think that's a knock on him. I think he would probably say I was a younger quarterback and, we were coming off a high, a major success. So no, I think so. I think that's a fair way to characterize it.
All right, guys, hit the like button, Zander. Let's do some of these super chats here.
All right, let's do it. What's up, everybody in the chat?
I
Devin
appreciate
Shanahan.
you guys.
What'd you say?
We're gonna figure out the mic too after the show, so we apologize for that.
Yeah, I told him to get in 10 minutes early. He comes in 4 minutes early.
I did not. He's a fucking liar.
I'm not lying. I'm 100%.
4 minutes. Did I?
56. Devin Shanahan, member for 8 months. Thank you, Dev. He says, I prefer Burrow's style of play over Hurts' play style, but Big Z's right. I'll take Jalen's leadership every day over every single current QB style. Well, he's got the aesthetic style. I mean, he throws from the pocket. He's got the big arm. He can throw the ball all over the yard. He spreads the football around. He gets the ball out quick. He does everything you want to do from the quarterback from the pocket. But I do believe the game has evolved past that, where, look at some of the best quarterbacks. I mean, Sills, you just named the top 5 quarterbacks, and I agree with your 5. Maybe not the same order, but the 5. 4 of them are dual threat. 4 of them.
True.
Expand that to the top 10, and you're probably looking at 8 of them, with the exceptions being Stafford and Burrow, or like Baker if you had him in your top 10. Herbert, yeah, he's a little bit less runny. I wouldn't put him as dual threat, but he can run.
He does take off.
Right, he does take off. Baker a little bit too. You got Jaden Daniels, obviously. I mean, this is where I think Burrow is great from the pocket. There's no doubt about it. He is the best quarterback from the pocket, but is that enough? It's certainly not enough in Cincinnati, but I don't think any style would be enough.
Would you not agree that the Eagles pay Jalen Hurts to go along with how they're building that football team, and Cincinnati, Buffalo, and the rest of these organizations rely way too much on build? And by the way, I think this is a flawed philosophy. I think that if you're counting on Burrow and Allen and Lamar to win you a Super Bowl solely, if that wasn't on display even with Mahomes in this last Super Bowl, that he can't do it by himself, I don't know what else there is to be said. You have to have somebody that's able to go like this. Well, we're going to run the ball this year, and I'm going to have low stats, and I'm not going to really have any numbers, so to speak, and everyone's going to take a shit on me. But you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be sitting with a cigar and a Lombardi trophy in my hand in the locker room while they're all talking shit. And you know what's going to be funny? Me looking at everyone with a cigar and a Lombardi trophy, them talking shit, and me going, not sure what you're talking about. At the end of the day, dude, that picture, all he has to do is put it up and go, you're wrong. I think they ask these other guys to do shit they can't do.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I just don't believe it.
Devin, thank you, brother. Look at Kimberly. Look at this. Kimberly Sirico, $10. He says, this is a great super chat here. Happy birthday to my brother Carmine, who's in the chat. He's the one who told me about this show. Best thing about football for me is it brought us closer together. Love you, Carmenucci, and enjoy your day. Happy birthday, Carmine.
Holy cow, what a giddy family that is right there,
love
man. Carmine and
Kimberly Sirico.
Holy cow.
You know their uncle, right? You know who their uncle is, right?
No. I have no idea.
Come on, man. The guy from The Sopranos, Tony Sirico.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
He is not. No way.
Yes, it is.
Hey,
she
Kimberly.
said that before. Cecilio, you got a bad memory. It must be the CTE. Kimberly has told us that on the show. That's where we learned
Kimberly, my Sopranos story.
I love that. Stills, I don't watch TV. The Sopranos is the greatest show in the world. I love The Sopranos.
Okay, so listen. So the head coach of Rutgers, Greg Schiano, was best friends with James Gandolfini. Like best friend. You know, James Gandolfini used to do like promotional spots for Rutgers football. And this is even when Ray Rice was there. He would do it, right? So and Schiano coached at Miami. I said, Tony Saragusa got on The Sopranos. You got to get Big Sills on The Sopranos. So he calls David Chase for me, and they go, yeah, we'll see what we can do. They don't have the other season. They ended in the diner, and that was it. I was going to have a shot at going on The Sopranos, man. I was going to be a mafia guy. I don't know.
My brother.
Get this. I had James Gandolfini on my show in Tampa back in the day.
Did you, man? That was sad that he died that way.
I know. Died in Rome.
I know. Rome. Yeah. Heart attack in Rome, right? So
how about that, Kimberly? Kimberly, I had James Gandolfini on my show because of Greg Schiano. He loved Rutgers football, dude. He just loved it. I don't know why. Oh, because
happy birthday to Carmine. Happy birthday to Carmine. And he was one of the best characters in Entourage, by the way. Paulie Walnuts. He was a great character.
Paulie Walnuts, man. What a great character.
Yeah, he was a great character. He was awesome.
Hey,
Prince Wade checking in.
Pussy, man. That was good.
That? I know.
That was good, man.
Prince checking in. What up, Prince?
What up, Prince?
He says the Bills traded for Stephon Diggs and had a strong defense featuring a solid 1-2 punch at wide receiver at top tight end. The Bengals, too. The only difference is the O-line. The Eagles invested. I don't know, Prince. I don't think they've done that great, honestly, dude. Yeah, it's not a knock, by the way, on the Eagles. Prince, if anything, it's a good thing for the Eagles.
No. What he wants to do is try to undermine Allen by saying, oh, he's got great.
Well, I don't know, because Allen's one dude who, I mean, even if you look at Allen's playoff losses, like, it's really hard to walk away and be like, boy, that was Josh Allen's fault, you know? Like, you guys remember, I'm sure everybody remembers the famous game.
Now, you walk away with that with Lamar, though, don't you?
100%. 100%. Last year, I was very unimpressed. I mean, they lost the AFC Championship game with 3 turnovers or whatever the heck it was. I'm like, your quarterback turned the ball over 3 times. Everyone's like, oh, Mark Andrews dropped it. I'm like, I know. And the quarterback also turned the ball over 3 effing times. I mean, if Jalen Hurts did that, we'd have his head on a silver platter, rightfully so.
That's right. I just don't know. I got it.
But I do think the Bills have done decent. I do think they've done decent. But I don't know.
How about the fact that they got the 3rd best O-line in football now? But, dude, I think it's here. I think it's Eagles and everyone else over here playing. Yeah, I don't think it's even close right now.
Yeah,
I know.
I agree. Here we go. Kyle Kokorski says, Zander, you taking the JAKIB Sports truck to the Washington game in Washington? I'll be going to that game. I might have to meet you down there, Kyle. Now, I don't think we got no plans, but we do have some bus trips. We're sending some people to some games this year. We do that at Screwballs on Thursday nights, so we might do that. But Kyle, it should be a good one to be at, man. You can we'll beat up on Jaden Daniels. Hopefully, you're not rooting for Jaden because some of your comments make me wonder, Kyle. But it should be a good game to be at, my friend.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't root against the Eagles. I do not. I don't root against them. I may think
you just have shit takes.
That's shit takes.
You have shitty Eagles takes.
No. I do not have shitty.
I'll like be walking around down the shore sometimes, and like people will walk up to me and be like, "Hey, tell Sileo his takes suck." I'm like, "All right, I'll let him know." All right,
yeah. I do dig the hat, dog. I can't lie to you, man. It's one of my favorite fucking things you wear.
What, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this hat. This is my dog. This is my hat for my dog pets. Yeah.
Yep.
I love this hat.
Yep.
I got a couple of them. Yeah, I love this hat.
I couldn't believe Howard Eskin's an animal guy.
Oh, I knew that. Him and his son.
I didn't know that.
Guys. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So, Leon checks in. He says, Big Ben, Flacco, Sills is high. Talking about
Big Ben was a first-round pick, and so was Joe
Flacco. 2 Super Bowls.
What?
He won 2 Super Bowls.
Great.
How is that not a better pick? How is that not a better pick than Brock Purdy?
What's that?
How is that not a better pick than Brock Purdy?
Aren't you drafting a quarterback in the first round to take you to a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Or no?
He did. It worked. Okay.
Are you drafting the last player in the last player in the draft to take you to a Super Bowl?
No, but you didn't win, and you're just
you didn't win.
Are you the classic Sileo? It's all about the money. It's all about the contract. Purdy got a contract.
He paid $50 million for the last pick in the draft. How you doing?
Yeah, it's not the time. It's not. Let me tell you this. Good pick. All right. It is not a top 5 pick of the last 25 years in the NFL.
What's Brock Purdy's record against Hurts and the Eagles? Just curious.
I don't know. I know he lost his ass in the NFC Championship game when we beat him to a pulp.
And he turned around the next year and plastered you in your own building.
Oh, yeah, in the regular season. Good. Congratulations.
I know. I got it.
Sound like the Dallas Cowboys. Well, you might have won the Super Bowl, but remember when we beat you in the regular season that one time? Yeah, I do. Congrats. What, do you have a banner hanging up for it?
Well, let me ask you this. So, how do you think Mayfield has done against the Eagles?
Well, Mayfield's good against the Birds. Is that Mayfield? Is that what's his name? Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles, man.
Todd Bowles is the boss.
Todd Bowles, bro.
I'm a Bowles guy. I like Bowles.
Dude, Todd Bowles is the shit, man. He's a really good coordinator, man. He is.
I can't believe you just pulled that crap up with Brock Purdy.
Why not, man? Last player taken. Last player taken. Who's the last player taken on the Eagles in the last couple
over 5,800?
He even made the fucking team.
Over 5,800 draft selections in the last 25 years.
Name me a better quarterback taken with the last pick in the draft who got a $50 million and an all-pro and a Pro Bowl appearance and a Super Bowl appearance. Name me one guy who was even drafted in rounds 5 down.
Curtis, he had Brady at number 1, so Brady is considered a better pick. I guess Curtis didn't hear your. Yeah, his list was pretty crappy. It was pretty crappy.
I think it's sensational. Aaron Rodgers.
I'm about surprised.
It's fucking. It's iconic and epic.
Sileo thinks his own freaking list is incredible.
I do think it's incredible. Then again, everything you do is incredible.
Yeah, that's why you're shooting. That's why you're batting about 184 from the field.
No. This year, out of the gate so far, I'm like Shohei Ohtani going to the All-Star game.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm having a great offseason.
No,
my God. Are you crazy, man?
I would say I was Shohei Ohtani last year, but I was a lot better than that. I batted like 800 from the field last year.
I will promise you this. I will hang on my bet on no doubt. And I will say everything that I said a year ago this year about that defense, because you're not repeating what you did a year ago. No fucking way. Even if you brought your dudes back, you weren't doing that. And you got 5 different dudes. There's no way you're duplicating that. No way. I know.
When this team isn't going to be good, I'll let everybody know.
I didn't say not good. I did not say that. I didn't say they weren't going to be good.
18 checks in. What up, 18? $20. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
Yo, 18, I was over in your neck of the woods recently, brother. My aunt and uncle live in Lansdale. I know that's out by you. I remember dropping off the jersey to you last year. So I was over in your neck of the woods. I drove by the street and I said, there's my boy Jason 18. I thought of you, brother. He says, Stoutland is the lifeblood of our offense. It doesn't go without him. Best O-line coach in history. PFF ranked Eagles in O-line #1 without knowing the right guard. There's a reason for that. Ringo Starr is going to shine this year. How you doing?
You guys, man,
what a great super chat, by the way. What a great, exceptional super chat.
Hey, Jason, you talk about delusional. Your fucking name and picture are in the dictionary on delusional.
Look, Mo Mommy's still mad at me. Mo Mommy, come on, buddy. You could come on, man. It was a one chirp, and you're still crying. Come on, Mo Mommy.
He does
still
got your
crying.
number. Hey, Mo Mama. He's got you. He's got your number here, kid.
Oh, man,
does.
that's funny. Hey, team. Thank you, my man.
Yeah,
M. Reyes
absolutely.
checking in. M. Reyes says, Kyle is Sileo-fied. Not all there, if you get me.
M. Reyes, seriously, dog.
A little chat on chat crime there, Big Sills.
Oh, my God. Holy cow. Oh, my God.
Cody says, by your logic, then Jordan Mailata should be top 5. Agreed, Cody. He would definitely be on my top 5.
Quarterback is not the quarterback is not a more valuable position than a left tackle. Okay.
It's a better pick.
Okay.
When Jordan Mailata's in the Hall of Fame and Brock Purdy's got an empty trophy case, you'll be saying the same thing. Mark my words. Mark my words.
I know a left tackle is more important than a quarterback.
I never said it was more important. I said it was a better pick.
Who do you think helped get the 49ers to the Super Bowl? Brock Purdy more, or do you think Jordan Mailata helped more the Eagles get to the Super Bowl than Brock Purdy getting his team to a Super Bowl? Use the 22 team if you want, whatever.
Is that the only metric we're going by, though? Because this is going to change.
Oh, wait a minute. It's the only metric Eagle fans use to say that Jalen is better than the other guys in the league.
I'm not ready to put Brock Purdy as one of the top 5 draft selections in the last 6,000 draft picks.
Wait a minute. You want to use a Super Bowl here for a metric. Then you don't. Then you do. Then you do.
Oh, wait.
Get the room here.
There's a ring on Jalen's finger. There's not a ring on Purdy's finger. You know, if you ain't first, you're last.
What does that have to do with who's better?
Well, I'm not saying that. Well, I do think Jalen's obviously better, but I don't think it was a bad pick. I think you're right that it was an exceptional pick and it worked out better than anybody could have imagined. But to say it was a top 5 pick in the last 25 years of the NFL with nearly 6,000 selections, I just can't buy that because he went to the Super Bowl one year.
A better one than that. I'd like to know.
Mailata.
Mailata's not a better pick.
I think Mailata's a better pick.
Because he's the quarterback. What's a more valued position?
Well, no, you love the money. You love that he got the $51 million deal.
What's a more valued position?
I know that obviously a quarterback is a more valued position. Obviously.
Out here. What are we talking about then? Right?
They also went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo.
The quarterback is a more important guy.
Talk about caboose. All right, one more. Look at this super chat. This is hilarious.
Caboose makes 50 like
Rich, you're going to get me in trouble with this. He goes, Pride Month is over. It's time to take that helmet down, Sills.
Hey, let me help you out there. It's Prince Month, like Pride Month.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I'll tell you what here, Prince. You're like the dude. I bet you were at the Biden ceremonies with the White House there with all the funny looking columns painted. And you were out there out front, right? Chasing things around, all dressed up like your mom.
Prince 1, Sills none. Prince, good super chat.
Prince, tell the truth. Prince, tell the truth. You were dressed like your mom one time in your life. All
right, Big Sills. Good show today, brother.
I love it, man. I appreciate you, Big Z. Make sure you folks check his ass out with John McMullen on Birds 365. Holy cow, man. A lot of fun here. Thanks, Big Z. So I got to tell you, man, my phone's been blowing up all day because of Howard Eskin. So Howard took a shit on his kid. and he took a shit on WIP. He said that he said that WIP is a bunch of honks. And he said that WIP sounds the same. He said the station and everyone's ass kissing over there. So, and John Mamola, who was my program director, now works at Barrett Media, posted this thing on my Twitter. I've got to send this thing to JAKIB.